Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, Larry and I are sitting down to introduce our second and final baby to you guys. Here she is. She's snoozing away. Liam is also napping. So everybody's napping. Lexi is also here. So, oh no, she's grumpy. Honey, her claws, her daggers.
She's okay.
She knows. So we did this video with Liam when he was born. We sat down, we answered some questions that you guys have. I've already sent them over on Instagram. Apparently you can't screenshot questions on Instagram anymore. So we're gonna stay in the app and scroll. Ooh. So I have no idea what the questions are. I'm just gonna randomly select and pick as I go. So first and foremost, let's talk about her name. Her name is Emma and her middle name is Grace. And she was born April 5th.
April the 5th, Saturday.
At 3:16 p.m. And there was something else I wanted to add. Oh, her weight.
Oh, she doesn't want you to talk about her weight.
Oh.
It's kind of...
Oh, Emma. She was 9 pounds, 2 ounces. So if I wouldn't have been induced and would have gone another week, I very easily could have been around, like she could have been 10 pounds. Mm-hmm. So that was interesting. Like it was pretty spot on from the measurements and stuff like that. So, but they were so certain. They were like, there's no way she's a 9-pound baby because she's so tiny, but she's long. So she's 20.5 inches long. Mm-hmm. Liam was 21. So Liam was 21 inches, 8 pounds. And Emma is 9.2 pounds and 20.5 inches. Gosh, guys, mom brain, just forgive me in this video. I feel like I'm scattered and like slow and also trying to get back into the rhythm of filming because this is our first video sitting down and talking.
In weeks.
In weeks. So she has blue eyes, like Larry and Liam. And then she has my darker hair. The funny thing is when she was first born, like you look at her and Liam as infants and they're like identical. But I think she definitely has like my darker features, like the darker hair, more hair, your blue eyes, Liam's blue eyes, and like my kind of coloring. So I got me my little mini twin, I think, but with blue eyes.
Mini you.
Yeah. How did you come up with her name? And somebody else right after that one asked, did you name her after Emma Watson? So we love the name Emma. We think that Emma and Liam go really well together. I think it's like a classic pairing.
Well, it's like in the alphabet. L, Emma, N, O, P.
M-O-P, oh my word. And I cannot take him anywhere. I'm catching on all. It's just shenanigans and jokes.
Shenanigans.
But, you know, we thought about Hermione.
You thought about Hermione.
But I'm like, I was like, I don't think we can name her Hermione. So it's the closest thing to a Harry Potter name and my favorite character in Harry Potter, which is Hermione Granger, Emma Watson, who plays Hermione Granger. So it's kind of a mix there. So kind of yes.
Kind of yes.
And we liked Emma the whole way through. Mm-hmm. We knew. And we just kept introducing new names along the way during pregnancy to see, is this name a name that we like better than Emma? And there wasn't one. Mm-mm. So Emma it is.
I was kind of pushing towards Grace Emma.
Yeah.
Because then her initials would be G-E-M. Because she is a gem.
That she is. And the only reason we didn't do Grace, so the middle name Grace, my mom calls me Grace, like a lot. Like she just calls me Grace. So it's kind of like a nod to my mom in that kind of way. Just a name that my mom uses a lot and seems to like. And I thought Emma Grace flowed really pretty. And I'm like, but we can't name her Grace because my mom calls me Grace. Because I was graceful.
Grace 1, Grace 2. Well, and then part of that movie too, isn't it?
What, Gracie Lou Freebush?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sometimes
I think it was more so because I was graceful.
You do some ditzy things, she calls you Gracie.
Yeah, like trip over my own feet kind of things.
Where did they run the Kentucky Derby?
Oh my gosh. I had to think about that again for a second. They asked me, where's the Kentucky? No, I asked them. They were talking about the Kentucky Derby. I'm like, where is that at? Like, where do they do the Kentucky Derby? One of you was like, Kentucky. I'm like, oh my gosh, did I ask that out loud? I did. Was your birth this time around easier or harder compared to Liam? So different in ways.
In a one-word answer, I would say yes.
Yes,
Easier.
Easier, yeah, I agree. Especially recovery. Recovery has been so much easier. My labor with Liam was an hour of pushing. With Emma, it was 16 minutes of pushing. It was so easy. I still had to have an episiotomy, but the cut was a lot less than the cut with Liam. Plus, I teared with Liam. It was more of like a tear and then an assisted cut. It was bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, oh, do you want to tell them you're with the doctor?
Well, she
during
had to
birth?
do it quicker too because the batteries weren't lasting as long on the camera, so she had to get it done quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to get it done in 16 minutes, otherwise these batteries aren't going to last.
Yeah, the story is I was standing next to the doctor and all this activity's going on around us.
Push time.
Push time. It's push time. You know that's getting serious. And the doctor looks at me and goes, what are you doing over here? I said, no, I can move. I'm in the way. He goes, no, somebody glove him. And I'm thinking, what does glove him mean? Well, they came over with gloves. And I put them on and he's going, oh, you can't stand over there. You have to stand next to me over here. So he moves so I can go in front of him, and he moves back. And poor Mindy's sitting there getting ready for push time. What are you doing?
I'm looking at him like, why are you down there? Get up here. Why are you down there? Doctor was like, oh, he's going to help deliver the baby.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
So he goes, could you catch? I said, I've played some shortstop and, catcher in my day. He goes, okay, that's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So
It was good.
this little one started popping out. He says, okay, put your hand here, put that hand there, and just kind of support everything and just kind of guide. Don't pull, don't do anything. Just kind of go with it. That's okay, and that's what we did.
It is the most wild feeling. So I did get my epidural, by the way. That was, oh guys, it was a questionable thing. So when I went into the hospital, the platelets were at 87,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day, so I went in on a Friday morning, was induced, they checked my platelets, 87,000. The next morning, they checked and they went down to 75,000, which is their cutoff. Like, they really they don't like to give it at that point, but they agreed to give it to me. It's the same kind of scenario as with Liam, but this time it was worse. And the risks with that is bleeding out and such like that. So I get my epidural, life is great. And I was given Pitocin and all the medications, and things just weren't progressing enough, so they came in and they broke my water. That was the first. With Liam, it broke on its own. I got my medications to induce labor, and then it broke. Then I got my epidural. Then I went into pushing. With Emma, it was medications, Pitocin, stronger dose of Pitocin, like up to 8 through the IV. They started at 2, and then it was 5, and then they pushed it over to 8. And then he came in and broke my water. He was like, how do you feel about that? I'm like, if this is what we need to do and this is what you're suggesting that we do, then okay. So we went for it. And then that was it. Very quick after that. So birth, amazing experience. It was very calm. I was calm. I was, pushed when they said to push. And
Much better this time.
oh yeah, the pushing with Liam, I thought my head was gonna pop off my shoulders. The doctor wanted me to hold my legs up. I was like, I can't hold my legs up. My legs feel huge. I can't feel them. So the nurses were helping me hold my legs and push. And then the funniest thing, he asked me to sneeze mid-push. Little sneezes, or coughs, it was coughs, little coughs. And I've got all these people surrounding me, right? Like tons of nurses in my face. And I go to cough and I'm like, and I stopped. And I covered my mouth with whatever was on my chest.
Bed sheets, wasn't it?
Yeah, something. No, it wasn't the bed sheets. It was just a towel that they were gonna, I think, place her on and kind of warm her up. And I covered my mouth, and all the nurses were like, "Oh, she's so sweet." Just because a lot of people just don't think, and they just cough in everybody's face. But and I almost did. Mm-hmm. And I get that. And you're in the moment. You're literally in labor, so a lot of us don't think to do it. But it was really sweet that they.
Well, it's not
Acknowledged
Simon
it,
Says
I guess.
either. When the doctor tells you to do something,
do it.
that you do.
You do it.
Normally, it's just easy to do. You just do it. Do it.
Yeah. So Emma comes out. They place her on my chest. Everything is good.
Good.
Doctor's going down there to do things, and then suddenly things are not good. I started hemorrhaging, and that's because of the blood platelets being so low, essentially. And I felt okay. I felt fine. But then everybody starts, doctors ordering people to get this, get that, get this. Then they're shoving needles in my thighs. I got 2 shots, I think, in my thighs. They put something under my
Pill.
tongue. That
Pill.
thing took forever to dissolve. I just had to hold it there. And they were putting stuff in my IV, and then my blood pressure was dropping. So then they were getting stuff to like counter the blood pressure dropping to bring it back up.
Yeah, you were a mess.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm like, just so everybody knows, I feel fine. I don't feel like I'm dying. I don't
She said just before she vomited.
Oh my God. They just had taken Emma to go weigh her and do all the things because we wanted to do the. Can we take a moment? That's way cuter than me talking, so. What was I saying? Basically, everybody started running everywhere to get things. Oh, the vomit. They took her. Oh, the birth plan was supposed to be like the delayed cord cutting, which we did. And then the delayed, like let her be on my chest. But then they had to take her because all the chaos was happening. So they took her, they started doing her weight and stuff like that. And I just remember telling the doctor, I'm like, just so you know, like I am aware, I'm okay. Like I'm alive, I'm breathing, I'm good. Because I felt okay. It was the blood clots that were coming out of me were the size of baseballs.
They were biggins.
It was wild. So anyways, yes, as soon as they took her, I was like, I'm gonna get sick. I'm gonna get sick. So they ran over a bag and I just started throwing up over and over and over and over and over and over. And they said that it was because of all the medication that they quickly just gave me and were pumping into my body, and it caused.
You were a machine.
But it was crazy though because I felt like my labor was so easy and such a breeze and it was just so nice. It was so nice. And that was the easy part. It was like the aftermath of the bleeding that was like the chaos. But then it was fine.
And just to let you know, the platelet count was low. Some people have it low, and it's low all the time, which is why there's a concern. Hers is usually normal.
It's low normal.
Yeah.
Mine
But-
runs at 135,000, 150,000, and 150,000 is like the low level, but 135 if you run there is fine. They can't figure out why it runs low, but pregnancy makes it run low
Yeah, for you.
for me.
Yeah. So there was a concern about the number, but that concern wasn't because she's low all the time and it was going to go into disaster mode.
Right.
It was just that it's low.
During pregnancy. Which actually, then they checked her platelets because mine were low, and I told I was like, it's only because of pregnancy. That's why mine are so low, but they were adamant on checking hers, which hers were fine. She was like at 200,000. I said, how funny is that this tiny little human has way more blood platelets than I do right now? But anyways, that was the birth story. It went very smooth. It was lovely. Just had some bleeding issues after the case. How much blood did I lose? Was it?
You were very close to needing to go to the ER and get blood.
Yeah, it was, I think 350 something or 450.
Yeah.
I lost 450 something units of blood. I don't know what it was.
And the other fun part about that was all the staff was amazing, as they were the first time. Mm-hmm. And the fun part was, I would say probably about 80 to 85% of the staff that helped us this time also helped us with Liam.
Yeah.
They were still there.
They remembered us and
Yeah.
we remembered them, and it was so fun to have the same nurses through labor. It was wonderful. Oh, what was your post-birth meal? To be honest, I don't even remember. I was so sick that the only thing that I could get down was like graham crackers and Jell-O to start. What was I know what, oh my God.
It wasn't the...
It was the Alfredo with the breadstick and the broccoli that came in, and I started shoving that in my mouth. I was so hungry from the hospital, it was whatever. I didn't get a nice, I was tired and hungry. And oh, and side note, the makeup that I had packed, guys, this is my first day wearing makeup, and I can't remember how many days postpartum we are. Saturday to Saturday was 7 days, and it's Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 days postpartum. This is my first day wearing makeup. I was like, I couldn't even think to put it on or to have to wash it off. So no makeup for this girl postpartum.
No makeup.
How has the adjustment from 1 to 2 kiddos been? I'd say good.
Yeah. It's a little bit easier for us because we're both home.
Yes.
I can't imagine trying to do that with one or both of us working outside the home.
Yeah, I think about the moms and dads that are, single parents, guys. Amazing. Kudos, because it can be, a lot. So, but oh my gosh, being a second time mom, by the way, is such a relief, because the first time I was crying, I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't know how to work the boob pumps, I was just a mess when I came home from the hospital with Liam. And with her, I just I know what to do, I know what to expect. Of course, every baby is different, but I just felt like in my groove, and little Emma just kind of slipped into our existing family, essentially. She just came in, and she's just the last little added piece to our family, and Liam adores her. He calls her baby Ema. Ema, which is really, really cute. Also reminds me, when he says it, I think of Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. But he's doing really good. He's very gentle with her, gives her kisses. I do miss sleep, but honestly, she's a pretty good sleeper.
Very good sleeper.
She wakes up about 3 times for night feeds.
Yeah.
Feeding her every 3 hours. But yeah, you're a sleepy girl. I know. Oh, did you get a C-section like you kept having dreams about? No. My premonition, my dreams were all wrong. They're actually both wrong. I swore she was going to be a March baby. She was not. And I had dreams about having a C-section, and I did not.
But.
Wrong on both.
But. The day before, everybody was wondering, how close are you? Do you feel like it's going to happen soon? This one said it'll happen tomorrow, and it'll be between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock.
God, isn't that the weirdest thing? That was weird. We went
It's just like a matter of fact, it's what's going to happen.
She will be born between 3 and 4 o'clock, and she was born at 3:16.
3:16. I remember the guy with the afro wig that used to have the sign, and he'd wave it behind home plate and all-star games and World Series and all these sporting events. He had this rainbow afro wig that he would wear, and he'd hold 3:16. It was a sign.
It was a sign.
He was holding a sign.
You're funny, honey. What essentials did you use second time around in your hospital bag? The only thing I used in the hospital bag with her was her zip-up outfit to go home in. I didn't have to use my wipes. I didn't have to use diapers. They had all of that for me. So honestly, just an outfit. Is that it? Yeah, you really don't need anything when you go in the hospital. They pretty much have everything for you. You just need that car seat to take them home in, and then you need something to clothe them in when you leave. But I'm sure the hospital can provide you with something, but that was really it.
And when we left, they gave us diapers, formula, a backpack, a whole party-size Stouffer's lasagna dinner.
Get her little kissy lips. She does this sometimes. She just puts her head back and goes,
There's all kinds of stuff they had us go out with.
Yeah, they were very sweet. They sent us home with a lot. Let's talk about that whole breastfeeding, formula, pumping journey. Because I was adamant. Okay, with Liam, what happened was he ended up losing weight because I was primarily breastfeeding, and I was panicking. He went from 8 pounds to 6 something, and his pediatrician was like, just pump so that you can see how much he's getting and you'll have some peace of mind. So I started pumping with Liam. And then he didn't want to breastfeed anymore because it was easier to get it from the bottle. So my journey was like breastfeeding or pumping with Liam. So with her, I knew how much time like consuming that was. So I was like, I am not pumping. It's either going to be breastfeeding or formula, period. So we're in the hospital. She comes. She was an amazing latcher. Like she just nailed it. She was amazing. It was so painful for me, which it is. Breastfeeding is. So don't let that like stop you or scare you or anything like that. I know it takes time to get used to, but I couldn't do it. I would just
you were
tense.
bleeding,
I
too.
would tense up. Yeah. My nipples cracked, were bleeding, like everything, the whole thing in like the second day. So it was just miserable. So then
She's making dolphin noises.
so cute, Emma. So then I was like, I can't do this. I put so much pressure on myself to do it. And then I realized I just couldn't do it. And I started crying. I mean, sobbing in the hospital. Now, of course, there's hormones going on and stuff like that. But I felt really, really guilty. This is my full, honest feelings experience. So if you've been there and you understand, don't beat yourself up. You know, anyways, we did all three in a very short amount of time. So I stopped breastfeeding after 2 days in the hospital. So it was our third day. It was the day we were going home. And she kept searching for more and she was miserable and she wasn't getting any. And she was panicking and like trying to get stuff and it just was really stressful.
She was all over the place.
Yeah. So I'm like, let's do formula. So they gave us formula.
There you go.
We're back. Our camera died. But anyways, the last day I decided to give her formula. She knows when we're recording. She was very quiet when this battery went dead. And now she's like, oh, we're talking. Yeah, I love talking.
Quite the story, too.
You were telling them a story. So formula. And then when we got home and I was comfortable, we had a night's sleep, I was like, Larry, I think I want to pump. I want to see if I can do it. I'm going to give it a try. So I started pumping and it did not hurt. It was so nice. And I was like, okay, I can do this. So now I am primarily doing breast milk and then supplementing with some formula at nighttime. So that's what I'm doing. So literally I've done all three in the last 12 days. So fed is best. Remember that no matter what, whatever is easiest for your journey. I was also like freaking out and crying about the fact, like, how am I going to breastfeed her? One day, the first day in the hospital, she was on my boob for 40 minutes, off for 10, and on for another 30. And I'm just sitting there thinking, how am I going to maintain that with a toddler? And a toddler who's wanting in my lap a lot and all the time. And I just was getting all overwhelmed. And I'm like, that is not worth it. Like, the mental health spiral that was happening, I was like, I need to do what's best for us, for our household, for our living situation, for her, all over the board. So yes, I am pumping now, which is going great with formula supplementing. And it's working out nicely. Mm-hmm. I'm also not putting too much stress on myself, honestly. I know that's going to kill my supply too, but I haven't pumped since early this morning. We had a photo shoot. It's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm sitting down to film this. And I know like when you do stuff like that, it's going to kill your supply. I'll just make up for it in the evening, but I'm not putting the pressure on myself that I put on myself with Liam, but it was a totally different living environment because it was just me, you, and Liam. Mm-hmm. So anyways, that is the story on the feedings. How is your recovery? I don't know if we answered that, but so well, so much better. The first days in the hospital, like postpartum, was kind of rough. Like that first 2 days, I had the best night nurse my first night in the postpartum unit. She would come in, I would go to the bathroom. They come in a lot, every hour. You get no sleep. The minute you walk into that door, when you're going to be induced, you get no sleep. We did not sleep for the 4 days that we were there. Were there 4 days?
3 days?
Friday, Saturday. We got to come home Sunday night.
Yeah.
Okay, forgot to talk about the whole jaundice thing. It was another thing. Okay, what was I saying before that though? I was telling them something. I don't freaking remember. Anyways, we'll go to jaundice because that's the newest thing I can remember.
Well, you were talking about how many days you were there, and then the
Why?
yeah, well, you were going to talk about what you wanted to tell him about was the jaundice thing.
No, that just popped into my head. There was something else before that I was talking about. I'll know when I edit this. I'll be
Yeah,
like, oh,
well,
that's what I was saying. Too
yeah.
late then. But the jaundice. So she had jaundice. Liam had jaundice. Liam, we had to stay in the hospital. The pediatrician that came in gave us the option on Sunday to go home and just to make sure that we call our pediatrician and follow up Monday morning for an appointment. And we were desperate to get back to Liam. They gave us the all clear to leave the hospital, so we chose to leave the hospital Sunday night with doctor's approval, and pick up Liam and bring him home and be home as a family, which was really nice. I was talking about the nurses and how nice they were and something about something. Anyways, so we come home. I call the pediatrician the next morning, and I had to take her in, who then the pediatrician sent us right back to the hospital for another blood check on her. And then we got to go home. And then our next day home, I had to go and take her back again to the pediatrician, who then gave me a script and then sent me back to the hospital again to have her checked again. And then finally her levels had gone down and she was low risk. So we were all good. But like our first days home were wild. Like we were in the hospital from Friday morning, 9 a.m. to Sunday evening. We got home around 8 p.m. Sunday evening. Monday and Tuesday were both spent at pediatrician and hospital. And then we finally got to be home together as a family without having to run out to any appointments, and it was really, really nice. So, yeah.
But now those are starting up again.
What, all the pediatrician appointments and doctor's appointments? We got a lot going on, guys, this week. I know what I was talking about. My night nurse and how lovely she was, because I had the stitches, and she would come into the room and check on us every hour and check on baby. And she did all of her diaper changes for me. I didn't have to do them in the hospital. She just came in and she did them for me, which was really nice because I didn't have to get out of the bed with my stitches. Also, you guys are asking about pain management. So along with that, I did do the epidural, as you guys know, and then postpartum, I was very hesitant, and I told you guys I was worried about constipation because that happened to me really bad last time because I took pain medication postpartum. It was painful down there, so I did do it again. I took the pain medication, and I am battling the cramps and the constipation again, but not as bad as the first time. How is it really juggling two babies? Right now, very great. And I think that's because she's such a tiny little newborn. She sleeps a ton. So it's quite easy now. And Liam sleeps through the night. So it's not like I have two babies waking up in the middle of the night. It's just he sleeps all night. She gets up a couple of times to feed, and then we just do our normal routine. We're trying to keep our day routine as normal as possible. And include him with her. Like, he helps me throw away her diapers in the garbage can, and he gives her kisses and plays with her feet and stuff like that. So we just try to keep him engaged, but he also likes to do his own thing too. Like sometimes if I'll ask him, you want to throw this away for mommy? No. I'm like, okay.
No.
Okay. So sometimes he's like really wanting to be there, and other times no. Also, when she cries, before she was born, I was always worried that he was going to get upset and go, oh no, oh no, oh no, which he does say, oh no, but we've kind of taught him to go, it's okay, baby Emma. It's okay, Emma, when she cries. So when she cries, he goes up to her and like pets her foot and says, it's okay, Emma. It's okay. And it's really sweet to see. Like, so just trying to keep him included and do things like that seems to be very helpful. I mean, that could all change when she's a lot more active and awake, and at 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month stage could alter and change, but juggling the two, but so far it's been nice. Oh, did the epidural hurt? This is the last question. We're going to end with this question. I have a very sensitive spine. I have, like, if Larry gives me a massage and he touches my spine, I arch my back. Like, I hate my spine touched. It wigs me out to the max. It just freaks me out. I don't know why I'm like that. So getting an epidural for me, it's a very mental thing, an anxiety thing. I had so much anxiety. It was unbelievable. So Larry was standing in front of me, had his like hands on my shoulder, and you have to arch over. It doesn't hurt. It's more of like a sting and pressure. So they put like a numbing thing in first, and that's where you feel that pressure and a sting. But for me, honestly, it was the work up to it. My hands and palms started sweating. Larry was the only one that saw me in there. I tried to be cool, calm, and collected, but I almost started crying. My eyes were filled with tears, and that was full-blown anxiety about getting a needle in my back. Plus, you know, they warn you about getting it done with the low blood platelets and what could happen, and you just are in your head going, oh my God, please let this be. And also, please let it work and everything be good.
Please don't move once we put the needle in.
Yeah. Mama. Guys, our battery died again. I am gonna wrap up this video here. Liam is beginning to wake up, so we hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for all of your well wishes and love towards baby Emma and Liam and us and the family. It's been amazing.
Oh.
Oh my. And amazing having you guys here with us. So thank you so much. We love you, and we will see you again in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
I just hope that it's focusing. I wonder if I defocus the background, if it'll do a good job. Do a good job.
Do a good job now.
Or is it going to focus on one of us and then blur out the other one of us?
Shouldn't. We're side by side.
Yeah, we are side by side. We're even. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Got nervous. Probably because I haven't filmed in so long.
You can do it.
Gran. Oh, I'm tired. This camera battery is about to overheat.
Oh no.
That's it.
Sorry, nose itch.
So really you don't have, oh, now I'm gonna have to repeat that whole thing again? Is that what you were doing over there?
I'm scratching my nose.
Were you off camera or? Okay.
No, I thought
I'm like, oh, do I need to restart because you were picking your nose?
I wasn't picking my nose. I was scratching my nose. Like that.
Give you a moment. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So.
What happened?
It overheated. Again. Good mommy.
Oh,
Oh, Emma.
her first video.
Oh my gosh. This is her first video. Aww. Emma, this is your first video. Hi. Hi. Another garbage truck, huh?
Another.
Yeah, you want to hold her?
Yeah.
Let me go to daddy. You're gonna go to daddy.
Come here, you.
Big stretchy. Mama's
just
gotta go
tooted.
pump. She just. She just. The mama's gotta go pump. Look at that smile.
Hi.
She's cute. Ooh!
Another tutor.
There's nothing cuter than infant toots.
Nothing cuter than an infant tutor. How's that? Such a face.
She's so cute. Little Liam and Emma. Cutest little blessings in the world, I tell you. We did it.
We did it.
IVF journey complete.
Yeah. Now
No
all we have
mas.
to do is pay for it. Ooh.
Hi. Are you waking up? Maybe. Trying to. Oh, those eyes. She's like,
She says, I want my swing.
Yeah. Let's go put her in the swing. I'm going to end this video.
Look at that smile.
She is smiling.
You're not supposed to smile this soon. You're supposed to wait.
They can start smiling in the womb.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.